Hello everybody, welcome to Motive GT, and today I will be reviewing another Volkswagen, which is the 2019 Volkswagen GTI Rabbit Edition. And I would like to take you with me, as always, to see how it drives. So in my previous video, I reviewed the Jetta GLI, and both the GTI and the GLI for the 2019 year model, they have exactly the same engine, which is the 2-liter turbo, 4-cylinder, 228 horsepower, 258 pound-foot of torque. The suspension on the Rabbit is exactly the same as the suspension on the GLI as well, which means you get the dynamic chassis control from the Golf R, the same brakes as the Golf R, and the different driving modes, of course, and the front sport suspension, which on the GTI, as a note, you only get it on the Rabbit Edition. You don't get that on the upper trim level, which is the Autobahn, and you don't get it on the base model GTI either. So what is this special Rabbit Edition all about? So the Rabbit Edition comes with the retro style Clark cloth. You cannot get it in leather. You have to go to an Autobahn to get leather. It comes with the Pretoria rims that comes on the Golf R, just with a black finish to them, which looks fantastic. It gives you the, as I said, the dynamic chassis control, which is great, which gives the car this dual personality that I like, where you can drive it in comfort and just relax and enjoy the ride, or put it on sport and have a completely different feeling. So if you want the leather, you'd have to go to the Autobahn. If you want the sunroof, you'd have to go to the Autobahn. If you want the navigation, you'd also have to go to the Autobahn. Me personally, which one I would be considering, I'd probably be considering the Rabbit, just because it's a special edition. There's only going to be 900 units of production in Canada. I love the dynamic chassis control and the ability to change the car up according to how you're feeling in that day. I just love the ability to do that. On the exterior side, I like the Rabbit badges, the Rabbit badge on the back. I like the I don't mind the cloth interior, to be honest with you, especially when it's as nice as the Clark cloth that we have right here. And although the sunroof is not as a nice addition, but I can live without it. So you would have to make your decisions on that. But anyways, you still get the upgraded Fender audio system, which is a nice thing to have, and I like to have that in a car because I listen to a lot of music. So if you like your music, you probably would want the Fender system, which comes as standard on the Rabbit. The only trim level that doesn't get it on the GTI is the base model. Now, if I'm comparing this, there are two aspects of comparison that I want to talk about when it comes to this vehicle. Comparing this to VW's lineup, which is basically the Jetta GLI, and comparing it to other manufacturers as well that produce similar cars. So when it comes, I'm gonna start with comparing it to the GLI because this has the same setup basically. Getting into this feels a little bit more serious than a GLI. The bolsters on the seat are more aggressive. They hold you in place more, even with this cloth interior. The ride in general, I'm lower to the ground than in the GLI, although the GLI is lowered from the regular Jetta, but I still feel that I'm lower to the ground in this car. I feel the road much more, even in comfort mode. I'm on comfort mode right now, and I feel the road much more than the GLI. It's not uncomfortable. It's not uncomfortable at all. But if you don't like to feel any type of bumps and you still want that performance, you better consider the GLI in that aspect. Now, as you can see, there isn't a lot of engine noise. The car still gets up and goes. It's easy to accelerate with it. It's a lot of torque and a lot of power for a small vehicle. So you still have all of that under your disposal. The cabin of the GTI is nice. The materials and everything are still nice, but the GLI has a little bit more when it comes to technology. You had that digital cockpit in front of you on the GLI, which you would have been able to pull out the navigation, put it right in front of you. But if we're talking about the Rabbit edition right now, we don't have the digital cockpit, and we don't even have navigation to start with. You only have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You have all the safety features, of course, like lane keep assist, radar cruise control, blind spot monitoring, and so on and so forth. You have everything in this. If anything, this adds a little bit on top of the GLI with the parking sensors and the Park Pilot system, which means that the car can help you park itself. Okay, so we're starting the Parking Pilot. Let's put the car on drive. You'd have to be on drive to activate the Parking Pilot, and basically find out which parking spot you want to park in. Okay. Let's say I want to use this parking spot right here. Now I have to be a little bit further away, so just let me back it up a little bit. Okay, perfect. Now, what you need to do is, while you're on drive, activate the Parking Pilot system by pressing on this button right here. Okay, when I press on this button, this animation shows up on the screen. Now, what you need to do is give the car a signal of where the parking area is, which is in this case on the right side. So keep driving until the car gives you the signal that it basically detected the parking area. Okay, so you see this signal right there. That's the signal that tells you that the car has sensed the parking area. Okay, what you need to do is press the button again of the Park Assist to confirm that this is the parking spot that you want to use. Okay, once you press that, the car would give you directions right here. Now it's telling me to put the car on reverse, so I'll put the car on reverse. The car takes control of the steering wheel. Okay. Now, you just have to make sure that the car is not doing something stupid. It's not a completely autonomous system, so you'd have to watch over what it's doing, basically. And okay, now you have the choice. The car is telling me to drive forwards. I know from just judging right here, I need the car to back up a little bit in order to have a smoother entry to the parking area. But you can follow what the car is telling you. It just might take a little longer, but let's see. So now it's telling me to put the car on drive and drive forwards. Okay, let's see. Okay. Now the car has realized that it's too close to this vehicle right in front of me, so it's telling me to put it back on reverse. Reverse. There's a little timer right there that you see that tells you when the reversing is going to be done, so you can follow that too. And I'm obviously double checking with my mirrors and the backup camera that everything is okay and I'm not gonna smash anything. Now the car is requesting me to drive forward, so put it on drive. Let's see, where is this gonna end up? Yep. Good job, GTI. Good job. You got it. You got it. You got it. Okay. And we are done. When you put the car back on park, you have your control back of the steering wheel, and you are parked with enough space to open up your door and enough space on the other side as well. That's not available on the GLI, of course. So it's a different package. This car definitely feels more serious just sitting in it, just from the bolsters of the seat, just how the car feels when you're riding over bumps and stuff like that. So I'm assuming when I'm going to go for sport mode here, that things would also translate in a similar manner, and I would feel that this car is probably more serious than the GLI, but let's see. Drop up. Oh, okay. Now, this car being a lighter vehicle plays a big role in how the car feels compared to the GLI, because both of them are powered by the same engine. And I can feel this car is not struggling with any extra weight. Like the GLI, you feel a little bit of a wheel spin when you get off the line, like starting from zero. With this, I don't feel that. I just feel instant power. Now, I'm probably gonna feel that the car is still front-wheel drive. It's not four-wheel drive at the end of the day. When I throw it into some corners, oh my God. Oh, wow. So, the wheel spin that I used to get on the GLI is much less than here, and I really want to try it again on a bit of a straight. I want to try it on a stretch of straight line and see if I floor it, or even if I use the launch control, would I be getting the same type of wheel spin that I was getting with the GLI. And we will see that. But Stopped at a light in here. Stuck behind a garbage truck. It is, I'm not getting a lot of good luck. Oh, man, I tell you what, if you get a 2006 GTI, if you get a 2006 GTI and you just drive it, even a 2006, at 2006, oh my God, I said 2006, don't you get it already? Which is what, a 13-year-old vehicle?
2 + 2 is 4, -1, that's 3, quick maths.
And you're still gonna have a lot of fun. You're still gonna be smiling. That's how good the GTIs are. They're basically the car that invented the hot hatch. Oh my God! I think that the transmission is a little bit... I think that the transmission is tuned a little bit differently on the GTI when comparing it to the GLI, because it lets me rev the engine a little bit more than the GLI, or at least that's how I feel, and that's very interesting. Yeah, I think it lets me rev the engine a little bit more than on a GLI. Okay, let's try one thing here. Let's see how launch control would feel on this car. So again, putting a manual sport mode, turn off the traction control. Okay, left foot on the brake, build up the revs. Okay, now launch control is active. Again, left foot on the brake, foot hard on the brake, let it go. Okay, so similar wheel spin, wheel spin when it comes to that. It still feels that the car is not struggling with as much weight as on the GLI. This feels that it takes off a little bit quicker just because of the weight factor. And the chassis of the car, of course, being a smaller vehicle. So here's my summary about the Golf GTI in general. The GTI at the moment is definitely not the most powerful hot hatch that you can find in the market. So if that's the target, you would probably be better off with a Ford Focus ST. I believe that car makes around 268 horsepower. A Veloster N. They're coming strong into the market of hot hatches right now with 200 and almost 260 horsepower as well. You have even the Subaru Impreza WRX, they have that at 250, I think. It's a straight 2-liter turbo as well. So if you're looking for the most powerful hot hatch, the GTI is not the one, if that's your main target. But what the GTI has that makes it basically the father of hot hatchbacks is just the way it puts things together. These vehicles that I've just mentioned, the other vehicles that I've just mentioned, are great. They're great fun to drive and whatnot, but none of them are able to mix multiple driving personalities together. The GTI, you're able to drive it back home from work comfortably on comfort mode. The cabin inside, the fit and finish and everything, it has a level of sophistication that that makes it feel really, really nice when you're sitting in it. The bolsters on the seat, although they make you feel that you're in a sporty car, but they're not overly excessive. It's not too stiff. It doesn't hold you in a harsh way, if you know what I mean. And I believe that's what makes the GTI so unique. You're able to have it in manual and automatic, and on the automatic side you have a dual clutch transmission that's basically almost as good as a manual when it comes to having fun, of course. But if we're talking about which is faster, obviously the dual clutch changes gears faster than you'll ever be able to in a manual. Some of the vehicles that are in this market, they only offer it with a manual transmission. You don't have an option of an automatic. And when you go to an automatic, like on the Subaru, you get a CVT transmission. So I don't know if that's a hot hatch anymore when you have a CVT. When you have a CVT in that type of car. But yeah, that's my summary about the Golf GTI in general. Not only the 2019 year model. It's been like that for a while. And I just would like to thank you for watching my video. I'm still new to this. I'm still trying to be more active and bring out videos on time. I aim to make a video every week at least, but that's my starting target for now. Again, if you or anyone that you know is trying to get a Volkswagen, you can reach me out at my email address, which is going to be in the description below, or you can just come visit us at Valley Volkswagen. The address is 1695 Eglinton Ave East. Again, my name is Amro, and thank you very much for watching Amro Motive GT. See you next time. Bye for now.